Hello Apaleo community, this is Erlendur from Sweeply. I'm here today to tell you about how Sweeply, which is a simple housekeeping and task management solution, can help you make your operations much easier around housekeeping, maintenance and guest requests. In this presentation I give you insights, the key benefits and also how we integrate with Apaleo. But before I go into that, I want to give you some deep insights into actually what problem we are solving. So many of the customers that are coming to Sweeply currently have well-working processes and workflows around housekeeping, maintenance, and guest requests. But what we see is typically they are using outdated methods like printing out lists or a combination of digital tools to try to manage their day-to-day operations. With Sweeply, we can combine all of those things into one solution, and what we see with that is that we can actually save a lot of time because we make the environment much more efficient for your team that's doing the day-to-day operations. So for the housekeepers, we can see we can save up to 50% of their time, and we can see we can eliminate a lot of unnecessary tasks for the different roles like the front desk, the housekeeper manager or the housekeepers, and make everything much more efficient and save up to 1 day per employee per week. We also provide innovation into the housekeeping process because many of our clients, once they have Sweeply, they can see that they can actually provide a tailor-made service to each and every guest that comes into their accommodation. And with that, they can actually save up to 71% of their daily housekeeping. And what we see there is that actually by providing optional housekeeping to your guests, if you have a 3 or 4-star hotel, for example, you can actually increase guest satisfaction because the guests are actually feeling that they are getting more control over their stay and thus they are happier. We also see that by obviously decreasing the amount of daily housekeeping, you have less workload on the staff, you have more time to actually work on the guest experience. And also you're using less electricity, water, chemicals, and of course, linen. And what that means also is that your accommodation is being more sustainable as well. So these are the 2 benefits of using Sweeply. And the third benefit is really about the maintenance because we see currently that the process being used by many of our customers is either handwritten notes or verbal communication around maintenance issues that are being detected in the rooms. But with Sweeply, everything is using a photos, an easy way to report, and we see up to 300% increase in the issues reported. So what is Sweeply? So our mission is to create a better work environment for your hospitality staff. And what we mean by that is that we want to make the environment much more easy for your team to understand. We want to create a less stressful environment, and we want everyone to feel that it's more fun to collaborate around housekeeping, maintenance, and guest requests in your day-to-day operations. And we have impact on the different roles, as I said before, on manager, on the front desk, on the housekeeping manager, on the housekeepers, and on the maintenance team. And by combining all of these different roles in one system like Sweeply, we just make everything more smooth and we really oils the processes around housekeeping, maintenance, and guest requests. So with further ado, I want to tell you about how Sweeply works. So Sweeply is a web application. It's a mobile application running on any mobile device, running iOS or Android. And also we integrate with Apaleo, 2-way integration with Apaleo as well. So with that, I'm going to be jumping into Sweeply and show you how it works and how we integrate with Apaleo. So the first thing that we want to do is to connect your Apaleo account to Sweeply. And we go into the Apaleo store and search for Sweeply and Traces. And what you do there is just to connect the Apaleo to Sweeply by pressing Connect App, and you will get into this account creation page in Sweeply where you type in your accommodation name, your email, and your phone number. You press Create Account and you will then be directed to a page where you type in a code that you're going to be sent through SMS. So you can type in the code And once you've done that, your account will be automatically created, and you can then go into Sweeply. To access your Sweeply account within your Apaleo interface, you can actually go into Apps here and Sweeply, and you will then have access to Sweeply, which is embedded within your Apaleo account. And what we will see here is the dashboard of Sweeply, and there's no task due today. But let's say I want to create a task or trace on a specific, either I can actually create it on account level, I can create it on a property level, and I can create it on a reservation level. So let's say I want to do it on a reservation level. I'll go into reservations here in Apaleo, and I can see the reservations that are in here, and I open up one reservation, and I see the information in Apaleo about the reservation, but you will also notice here that you have Sweeply as a tab. And if I can select that, you will actually open up Sweeply here to connect to this reservation. And once you open up Sweeply here, you can actually now create a new task based on this reservation. So let's say I create a task, say charge the card. I can actually assign that to some users as well, specific users, or I can skip it, and I will actually save it here in my here. So you will see now I have a task connected to this reservation, which has been assigned to me, and I can see it here in my dashboard. And here on my left, you can see my mobile phone. Actually, this task has now, because it's assigned to me, I can see this task under my tasks in my mobile phone. So that's really nice as well. So if I go into the apps again and Sweeply, and I look at all of the tasks that have been created, you will see now that there's only one task in here, which is the task that I just created, charging the card. And you can see that this reservation is actually connected to this specific reservation, and I can jump back into the reservation here in Apaleo. So it's a very nice way how we've been able to integrate into the Apaleo workflow Sweeply and support for task and traces as well. I could also create a new task here, something I can select the units that's connected to. I can also select the user, and I can also do it like this. So now it's actually is actually now connected to a unit and not to a reservation, this task. So there's multiple ways of doing this with Apaleo, and a nice way to create traces to be able to do that. So once someone either completes the traces to the web application or goes into the task in the mobile applications and complete it, you will see now that this task in real time goes from being assigned to being done. So it's a very easy way to create tasks and to monitor the progress of task within Apaleo. The next thing that I want to show to you is how we integrate the housekeeping process with Apaleo. So if I go into the housekeeping dashboard in Sweeply within Apaleo, you will see overview over all your properties and over the rooms in each property. And we obviously integrate the reservations from Apaleo, so you will see all information about reservations here and checkouts and check-ins. And based on how Sweeply has been set up for your account, you can also have automatic rules that decide when a room has to be cleaned during the stay as well, so stay over cleaning. Here we can see we have a check-in in room 101 today, indicated by this arrow. We can see we have a daily housekeeping here in room 1004. And if we look at the reservations in Apaleo, we can see that this room is actually marked dirty today, and we can similarly see in reservations in Sweeply that this, on the room rack in Sweeply, we can see that this room 1004 is dirty, and we can see the check-in here 1001 Melissa Park is coming today. So if we go back to Sweeply, we can actually now do something here to show how the two-way integration with Sweeply works. So let's just jump into that. So in Sweeply, we can assign tasks. So I'm gonna actually go back here in my mobile phone, and I'm gonna assign some tasks to me as a housekeeper. So as a housekeeping supervisor, I can select some task, and I'm gonna select this one task here in 1004 and assign that to me as a housekeeper. And that will now pop up in my list of things to do here today in my mobile phone as well. So I will go in as a housekeeper. I will go into the room. I can see the current information about the current guests and how many days and what day of the stay this is. I can see any notes, also synchronized with Apaleo, and unit notes which are specific to Sweeply here as well. And also if there are any daily comments, which we also support in Sweeply. I will, as a housekeeper, I will start to clean this particular room just by pressing this play button, and then you will see that room turns in real-time yellow for everyone else that's using Sweeply either on the web or on the mobile phone, indicating that this room is now being cleaned. And depending on the rules, how they've been set up, if I finish to clean by pressing the stop button, it either goes into inspection state, which in this instance is not configured to do, or it goes directly to clean, which is this state here. So this now is clean, and if I go into the room rec in Apaleo, you can see now that this room 1004 is now actually clean, which was dirty before. So now we've updated Apaleo to tell them about that room 1004 has been cleaned. So I want to now jump into Sweeply again, because if you look at the housekeeping overview, as I showed you before, you have noticed that we are very much using colors and icons to indicate the different statuses. And the reason why we do that is that we found out that the easiest way to have users adapting Sweeply across language and countries is actually to use the colors and icons as an international language. So the icons are the occupancy status, and the colors are the cleaning status, and with that everyone can understand what needs to be done in the room at any given time. We also in Sweeply support you to add any other type of unit that you might have, or common spaces like elevator, hallways, office, whatever you want to maintain a cleaning schedule around in Sweeply, you can add additional into Sweeply from what we synchronize with Apaleo, and create rules that also decide when you want those units to be cleaned. So in effect, Sweeply in that way can cover your whole property, the rooms and everything else that you want to manage as well. But now I will go into the maintenance part of things. So one of the things that is really easy in Sweeply is actually to report an issue. So if a housekeeper is cleaning something or somewhere in the property, or actually anyone that's in the property sees something that they report, they just can click in the camera, in the mobile device, the camera icon, and then they can take a photo of whatever they see, and they can then categorize this using either these predefined categories, or they can also categorize it as they would want as well. And they can then select which room this issue is in, and then that's it. That's been added now to Sweeply. And additionally, Sweeply actually automatically assigns issue based on the categories as well. So in this instance, the maintenance person within the organization could be automatically as well assigned this issue without anyone have to do that manually. So if I go into room 101, you will actually see that this particular issue is now visible there as well. So I can see as a housekeeper, if I'm in the room, that this issue has already been reported, so I don't have to report it again. And similarly, in Sweeply, you can see all issues in the web app that have been created. You can filter it by different categories. You can search by different rooms for what issues are in there, etc., etc. You can also obviously change things. You can chat around the issues in Sweeply if you need some additional information. And then we in Sweeply also have reporting on the housekeeping part, on the issues part, workload report, and also report on the optional housekeeping that I mentioned before. So this was a short demonstration of the major features of Sweeply and how we deeply integrate with Apaleo. But let me summarize the major benefits of using Sweeply with Apaleo. Definitely the two-way syncing with Apaleo, where we synchronize all the new reservations, the room information, the guest info notes, any rooms or block rooms are being synced, and also we update Apaleo, as you saw in the demo, with any change to the cleaning status. We have the deep integration with Apaleo, so it's really easy to use Apaleo and Sweeply together. We have a really user-friendly user interface, which makes it super simple for even the people on your team that have a low-tech capabilities to be trained to be using Sweeply in a matter of minutes. And then we have actually a free subscription level where you can use a subset of our features based regarding traces and housekeeping for free, which is a nice way where you can actually start to create an account through the Apaleo store, get to use the features for free with Sweeply, and get to know a little bit about how it works. We have hundreds of clients in around 20 countries around the world. We have hotels, we have vacation rentals, we have cleaning companies, apartment hotels. All types of different properties are using Sweeply to improve their operational processes around housekeeping, maintenance, and guest requests. And one example is a client of Apaleo called Stayery. They run Apaleo hotels in 7 cities in Germany. They were having the typical pain points before coming into Sweeply. They were printing out lists, they were using WhatsApp to communicate changes and maintenance issue, and they're also using outsourced stayer cleaning, and that created additional complexities. And they were looking for a holistic tech stack to solve all of this problem, and they selected Sweeply to help them with that, and they are actually very happy with the outcome and how well that has been working for them. So if we look at the onboarding process with Sweeply, we have a 4-step onboarding process. We obviously need to have a top-down support for implementing a solutions like Sweeply. So we typically like to introduce to the leadership team first. We then go on to the middle management, the front desk, housekeeping, maintenance, and assistant hotel managers, and introduce this change to the team and train them in using Sweeply, and them as well as us will then facilitate the training for the rest of the team members within the accommodation before going live. And then once we're going live, we of course take care of you as a customer, nurture you, and make sure that you have all the necessary training. We check how things are going, have follow-up meetings, QA session, and additional trainings if needed. So into the pricing, as I said before, we have a subscription level which is free, where you can use the basic traces or task management functionality for free, and the basic housekeeping management functionality for free. You have access to unlimited user. We have two-way syncing with Apaleo, and you have access to web, iOS, and Android applications. For the regular pricing of Sweeply, we start at €3 per room per month. We give volume discount, of course. And there you get more advanced housekeeping, you get the issue and maintenance management, you get more user access control. And then on the third level is our premium package, where you are able to also use what I mentioned before, our optional housekeeping, with all the additional benefits there for €5 per room per month. And again, we of course quote based on the number of rooms, so these are the starting prices that we offer to our customers. So with that, I want to conclude my presentation. I want to thank you for listening to it. And of course, if you have any questions, if you want to have a further demo of Sweeply, please feel welcome to contact me at my email address, and we can set up a meeting to further discuss how we can help you improve your operational processes around housekeeping, maintenance, and guest requests. Thank you very much, and looking forward to future conversations with you.